And welcome back. With us today is a new visitor to Ozarks Live, physician and lawyer. You've all seen him, Dr. Bradshaw. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me on.
First comment I have to say is you must have gone to school more than anybody I have ever met in my whole life.
Well, not as long as you would think, because I went to the 6-year program at UMKC, so I got to start medical school right out of high school. So that shortened it a little bit.
But, you know, a physician, a surgeon,
yes,
and also a lawyer.
Well, I did some training in trauma surgery at the University of Hawaii, but I didn't finish the program there. So, but
still.
Yeah, it was a few years. A lot of student loans. I had a lot of student loans.
I would imagine so. Now, you know, you of course, you know, personal injury and medical malpractice, those are your specialties, but you're kind of coming on today to just give some good advice to folks concerning insurance.
Yeah, one of the things I've seen recently is that because Missouri's minimum requirements for insurance are only $25,000. A lot of people, when they're injured, there's not enough insurance to cover the surgery and the losses they have.
Right.
And a lot of the insurance agents are not really selling or pushing the underinsured motorist coverage, which a person can get. So if someone hits them and they don't have enough insurance, this underinsured motorist coverage will provide additional insurance coverage to cover medical bills and things like that.
And this isn't to be confused with uninsured motorists.
No, it's not. It's different, but it's the same principle. Because again, if someone hits you and they have no insurance, oftentimes you or I, as just ordinary citizens, wouldn't know. We have uninsured motorists, but again, it's only $25,000.
Right.
And typically. And this law was passed back in the late 1960s, going into the 1970s. $25,000 went a long ways back then, but they have not increased that at all. And so the Insurance Institute itself is now recommending that people have $100,000 to cover, because you think about it, if you had a shoulder injury with surgery, a back injury with surgery.
Oh, you've eaten up 25 right now.
Right, yeah, so yeah.
Well, now, I think most people, don't they think that this is something that is mandated? You have to have this?
You have to have a minimum amount, and that's what a lot of people don't understand when they come to my office. They're like, how can I only have $25,000 to cover me? Or if the other person hit them and had no insurance, and they turned to their uninsured motorist policy, it's only $25,000, and they're like, you know, how can this be?
Right.
That's because they passed the law back in the late 60s, early 70s, and have never increased it. And that's, the Missouri legislature really should do something about this, but lately there's been such gridlock up there, it's not one of their priorities.
But this is something that maybe you should contact your legislator about to raise those numbers.
Or the easiest way to handle it is actually just for each individual person to talk to their insurance agent, because usually it's only a few dollars extra a month.
Yeah, it's not going to break the bank.
Exactly.
Considering what might happen.
That's exactly right.
Which, and that's what insurance is all about. It's thinking to the future, actually.
That's right. Spreading the risk amongst everybody for a very small amount of money. And hopefully it never happens, but if it does, and of course I meet the people where it has happened, and I see a lot of situations where they just don't have enough coverage.
And I was going to ask, I mean, you know, in any event, you should probably speak to a lawyer such as yourself, you know, in any event of personal injury, things like that.
Well, one of the things we do is we help people understand their insurance policies. A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people come in and they don't even know if they have underinsured motorist coverage or not.
Right.
And then we can also address some specific technicalities, such as if you have uninsured motorist coverage on more than one vehicle, you can actually stack that. So let's say you had only $25,000, but you had 3 vehicles, you can stack that for $75,000. But with underinsured motorist coverage, typically you cannot stack it. But it depends on the contract.
Right.
So there's a lot of technicalities.
Always best to speak to an attorney. If people want more information about your firm, how to get in touch, get information, how do they get that?
BradBradshaw.com.
Pretty simple.
Yes. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.